Shut up and sit down.
Alright, hey everybody, welcome to another Monster Hunter video, only this time we're not playing Monster Hunter, we're going to be watching a trailer for Monster Hunter, sort of. So this is a full trailer for the, what is it, Paul Anderson? That's the director, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to block his name out of my head. The Paul Anderson Monster Hunter movie.
I honestly didn't know his name until this. I
Yeah.
love him.
His infamy.
His infamy, indeed.
So, yeah, in case you don't know, it's the same guy that did the Resident Evil movies, the live-action ones, with Mila Jovovich, who is his beloved. Yeah, so fucking weird. His wife. Yeah, so, and she is, of course, in this one, too. Anyway, we watched the teaser for this. It was just a short, like 5 to 10 second thing.
Yeah.
Like 30 seconds.
It felt like an eternity.
I know.
It feels like it's still going on, right?
Yeah. So we're kind of, I don't know, we're not late to the party on this one, but I held off on watching this trailer. It came out a little while ago. Wanted to watch it with these guys and do a reaction to it. I think they've seen some of it, or at least seen some community reactions to it.
Yeah.
I've seen like some tricklings, but I've tried to keep myself fresh for this because I want to have the most visceral reaction I can have. And yeah, we've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter lately, so this is I'm just primed and ready
to hate it.
I mean, I'm not going to go that far. I'm just going to say to have a very emotional reaction. So without any further ado, let's just watch this thing. I'm already upset.
Captain, do you have any idea what those markers are?
They look pretty ancient. Tracks end here. It's definitely Bravo team.
They don't just disappear.
Kushala?
Where the hell are we?
That lightning, it hit those markers and it took us somewhere.
What? Okay. Oh, that's not.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what? Are we like Guardians of the Galaxy now?
It's the Wild Spire.
On our six!
Diablos.
Diablos.
Holy shit.
Oh. I didn't notice that before. Oh,
What
shit.
is going? What? Okay.
Above my pay grade.
What?
I don't care what those creatures are. We destroy them and close the gateway.
That was the sound effect from the game. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, demon
Oh my
mode.
God. Yeah. Okay. No one cares.
Oh, you're fucked.
Dude, okay, where to even... I guess I'll start from the beginning. I mean, I didn't realize in the first trailer, I don't know if it was visible or not, but that was clearly in this one, the Black Diablos.
I think the community did pick up on that from the teaser.
In the teaser, yeah, I totally missed that the first time. So yeah, it is a Black Diablos, which is kind of interesting. At least they went with a subspecies. I was gonna go chronologically, but I gotta address the Gormagala.
Yes. Like, okay.
I've only played maybe I think 3 Monster Hunter games, and it's like 3, 4, and World, obviously.
Wait, where was Gore Magala? I did not.
The thing that looks kind of like Alien, right there.
138.
It literally looks like, yeah. I when I first saw that, I'm like, that's the Alien.
Yeah, 138.
From Alien.
Yeah, it's a crossover. Well, wait, he did friggin' AVP also, that movie.
Oh shit.
Paul
he
W.S.
really?
Yeah, he did AVP.
It wasn't awful.
No, it wasn't that bad. Well, he did the Mortal Kombat movie, he did AVP, and then he did Resident Evil. I don't really know what else he's done. But like, yeah, the Mortal Kombat, the first movie wasn't terrible. AVP wasn't terrible. None of these are good movies. We'll say that. They're not good. But I think the biggest issue with the Resident Evil movies was their like disregard for source material, I guess. Which he's tried to like explain why he doesn't follow it and stuff, and like why he comes up with original characters. And to me, it all just sounds kind of like controlling or maybe a little lazy. Because like, okay, so Gore Magala was like I think it was 4, was like the main monster, like what Nergigante is to World, like on the cover, the main enemy. And then the skeleton in the desert, I'm pretty sure there's only like maybe 3 or 4 monsters that I know of, again, from my limited experience with the series, that would have a skeleton that size. And it would be either... I didn't even
make that connection, but that's a good point.
Yeah, it was either Jen Moran or... This is what I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's what I
Moran.
figured you were talking about. I think what he's pointing out with the ribcage is that it might be alluding to another monster.
Well, what I was... Oh, wait. Hang on. I think that even in the background there might be the spine from its fucking nose thing. Yeah, I think this is definitely the Darren.
Yeah, you're so right.
Darren
Moran. Good call, Brendan.
But
I don't think anybody's noticed that.
Well, again, part of it I think is because I'm hyper focused on the 3 games that I have played, and 4 was one of my favorites. It was the one I played before World. And again, Gore Magala and Darren Moran. It's been so long, I fucking don't remember the proper pronunciation. But these are like he's an elder dragon. Like, these are 2 of the biggest monsters from that entry, from the 4th gen of Monster Hunter games. So what this is making me think is that they're pulling a lot from Monster Hunter 4 and 4 Ultimate, and just that 4th gen of games, which simultaneously surprises me that they're not going more towards World, since World was like the biggest selling one with the widest audience. But at the same time, it makes me think that they're kind of doing what they did with like the Resident Evil 3 movie, when they did like a 1-to-1 visual representation of Nemesis from the Resident Evil games, and like Raccoon City. And it was almost like somebody went to Paul Anderson and like, he was like, give me a rundown of what happens in this game in like 1,000 words or less. And they were like, okay, so this is it. He was like, all right, cool, got it. I'll just, take that basis and then do whatever the fuck I want with it from there.
Yeah.
And this feels like Monster Hunter 4, the Paul Anderson Resident Evil 3 edition, or whatever. I don't even remember what they called the movie. I think it was Apocalypse.
Sorry, it was Apocalypse.
It was Apocalypse?
Yeah.
I'm not proud that I got that right. Just FYI. Dude, I'm sick of friggin' like Portal cop-outs too. It's such a writing fucking cop-out. Like, stop.
That is right now seems to be one of the biggest criticisms. There's 2 criticisms of this that I see going on the internet, in that it's a Portal cop-out. So it's like, why couldn't they set it in the world of of the setting of the source material?
Yeah.
And the other is like the modern weaponry cliche kind of thing.
Which those 2 go hand in hand, because how else do you get modern military people into the world of Monster Hunter other than using a friggin' portal?
And I guess I don't understand this logic, but somebody framed it this way, and it's that like movie producers think in like relatability, and they can't apparently relate to a character that lives in a different universe.
Dude, that's such
so
a like.
You have to be, a military person, because why else would you have guns to defend yourself from these monsters?
But like, the weapons don't end up working in the first place, which also doesn't make sense, because it's like, there's no real magic behind the weapons of Monster Hunter. They're just the most effective technology that they have access to. And the only reason they have access to that technology is because of like the remnants of that ancient civilization
Right.
that they find the technology to fight the monsters with. If they had found, like, dude, if a friggin' gun lance is effective against monsters, a friggin' little AT-4 rocket there is going to be effective too. Like,
Yeah, that would definitely break its horns. I just
Yeah.
want to point that out. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I-
also, hold on, run the trailer. Go to like 124 because we
124.
see the Diablos
With the broken horn.
horn
Yeah.
break.
which that's actually significant that you point that out.
Also, I don't know what's up with this Diablos. If it's like spider webbed or that's just really bad
Sand.
animating.
I think
over
it's
the surface.
sand. Yeah, I think
Looks
it's supposed to
really-
be. I
I
think
just
it's
wanna
supposed to be
point out-
wafting, but
It looks
like,
really
not.
bad.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's the sand. They're using like a. I think they're using like a liquid simulation for the sand particles instead of like
It's
a particle sim. It's like
Yeah.
fluid simulation.
Yeah, it's not quite tuned. Anyway,
Now we're nitpicking, but
yeah.
I mean, the horn breaking is significant for a couple reasons. I mean, if they're going to go with a Black Diablos, they might as well go with that other, what's that version of it that happens? Bloodbath Diablos. So, again, 4th generation. After one of its horns was broken off, a new but severely warped horn grew in its place, while its other horn grew to a massive size.
That looks
Bloodbath
ridiculous.
Diablos also has a bluish blood covering parts of its body, including its face, wings, and tail. So yeah, the horn breaking off is significant for 2 reasons, because one is that it acknowledges that it's a function of the game, but also 2, because it opens up the possibility, especially if we're focusing on 4th gen Monster Hunter, for a Bloodbath Diablos to show up.
While I feel like that's extremely unlikely, Paul Anderson is known to do ridiculous things like that. So it's possible. I mean, dude, we were not expecting Gormagala. I was not expecting that at all.
I was expecting them to go full world with it, like pull everything from Monster Hunter World, just because like that's kind of what
easy.
spurred him to make this. And yeah, I mean, you talk about like audience recognition and understanding, like as the reasoning behind doing the portal and like copping out with writing stuff, you know, using people from our world. Like, you think that would go hand in hand with using the game, the most recent, most relevant, best-selling game as a reference point. Like, it just doesn't add up, his like reasoning behind.
He's a weird freaking dude. Like, honestly, like if you hear his words, look, that's Zora Magdaros too. Like, I'm pretty
That's
sure.
what I
Zora-
was thinking.
What?
Yeah, the fucking
where?
lava mountain. There.
You think that's Zora Magdaros?
Maybe.
Why not? It's a
Yeah,
lava
why not?
mountain.
Literally, yeah, exactly.
I mean, I could see it as being that, sure,
It's
yeah.
got like a weirdly characteristic ridge line. Of a
Yeah.
back.
I could totally, because you look out here, these mountains are all smooth, and then you've got, and the lava is coming from like nowhere. You
Yeah,
know, it's not
exactly.
like a single mouth of a volcano.
Yep. So
Totally plausible. Also, the camera angle, the way it's
just
moving,
shifted. Yeah, I noticed that right there.
it's
as you
like this
said
is
it.
not. It's like not a landform. It's like an object.
It's like a plateau. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like in the foreground.
Good call.
Also, right here, stop it. Go back right there. I want to just take a second. That looks beautiful.
Yeah.
That tower is
That's that might be. I forget the name of it. I think it's just called the Tower.
Is it the-
If this
not
takes place in the
fire?
old world.
weird. It very well could, considering the amount of
the ancient
4th
forest?
gen stuff we've seen.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
as
I'm just
far as-
assuming most of it is 4th gen at this point. We haven't seen a single monster that wasn't introduced in Monster Hunter World. Like, none of those new monsters have shown up,
Yeah, true.
as far as I know, unless I'm totally missing something.
I know we keep touching on it, but let's talk about Gormagala for a fucking second.
Yeah, I mean,
because like you said, that was kind of the titular game in that, and also those weird spider monsters.
yeah, those were, I forget what they're called, but yeah.
And
Wait,
also
I
that girl
didn't-
looks like the serious handler. But yeah, Gormagala was like kind of like the titular antagonist to, what was it, 4 or 4U?
It was-
or
I think it was 4. I think it was,
okay, yeah. I didn't play it, but I've been brushing up on my Monster Hunter lore for quite a while. So yeah, I feel like that is a pretty significant show up. Like, you could almost, I would not have expected, or I should say, I would have expected Rathalos to kind of be the final antagonist of this movie.
Well, that's
I don't think they really
another.
needed to go much further than that, like considering how far they've already strayed from.
Well, that's another thing I've heard people say, and I'm seeing it now too. Is this Rathalos is enormous?
Yeah,
Like it's way bigger than a normal Rathalos.
That's
so,
true. It is way bigger than a normal Rathalos, but that's not something we don't see in the games.
What do you mean?
Like that looks like a gold crown Rathalos. Like
I think it's
maybe a
even
little
bigger,
bigger.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious how far into like game mechanics they're gonna bring into the movie, because like how Rathalos can like poison you as well.
Yeah.
I wonder if the like
A character
implement
will
that.
get poisoned. And
Yeah, and like yeah,
I mean, clearly they're pulling some stuff because we've already seen the horn
Growing
breaking
horn.
off. We've seen demon mode, which is kind of
with the dual blades. Yeah,
that's that moment in the movie I know is going to be super cringy. I can already just tell.
Compared to what demon mode is supposed to be. Like,
yeah.
What about running towards Rathalos with nothing but a slinger?
Yeah.
Will Gore Magala be kind of the antagonist of this? Will we see some of those game mechanics come into the narrative?
Yeah, I mean, it like doesn't it, I'm pretty sure it makes people like go crazy. Like,
yeah, it does. It makes them frenzied and stuff.
Yeah, which is like interesting. I don't know. It's just a weird pick. Like,
yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think that would have been. I think it would have been fine had they placed again. All right, this is just me, but I think doing like modern soldiers going through Portal was totally a miss, and that they should have and could have, like, just because they grow up in a quote unquote fantasy universe doesn't mean that characters aren't relatable. Like, watch Lord of the Rings. Like, the characters are very relatable.
Dude, that's what I don't understand. Like, how can you be like, I don't think audiences can connect with characters that aren't from their world. Like, has this guy heard about like Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
And like,
so I think starting the movie in a modest village, I should say, that takes place and follows maybe a young female hunter. You could get that female protagonist still. I don't know.
Well, because it has to be his wife.
It's got to be his wife. I guess,
Yeah.
Right. So sure, whatever. But like, still, just put it in. Just it takes 20 minutes to set up a world in the beginning of a movie, and from there you can really just have fun with it. And I feel like this is just kind of a cop out. Like, what's the goal? Is the goal going to be to get back home? Like, or is at the end, is Mila Jovovich going to be totally content with her life in Hunter World?
Which is not believable at all. Like,
yeah.
Okay, so the world of Monster Hunter is kind of a terrible place to live. It doesn't feel that way in the games because the games have such like an irreverent kind of attitude. Yeah. But they're always talking about how much peril they're in with all these monsters and shit.
That's the
like,
point.
But that's also not the tone of this movie either. Like,
no, and I've noticed a lot of people in the comments were saying, they would quote when Mila Jovovich, she says, like, we gotta destroy all these monsters or whatever.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, well, missed the whole point of the game. Like,
yeah.
Because it's not about just destroying them to destroy them. It's about self-preservation. It's about biological and ecological understanding of
the balance of nature.
Yeah.
All that shit. I mean, like, there was a time in Monster Hunter with the like ancient civilization where people were assholes, but that's not.
Dude, that is, and they have, even the writers have said, like, anything we wrote about the ancient civilization is really like speculative. Like, it is not.
It's like legend. Yeah.
It's not. Well, it's like that's not even like they wrote a lot of that stuff before they had any kind of basis. They just kind of like wrote it in because it was fun, it's interesting, and it was like, it was mysterious, but they didn't really have plans for it to be kind of like a retcon or whatever.
Yeah, this has happened with a lot of games. Like, again, before they'd matured into, you know, a narrative kind of art form, a lot of games just established weird lore, and Monster
Right,
Hunter isn't, you
exactly.
know, totally excluded from that. But
No, it's only after so many iterations of the game that they've kind of made a foundation of an actual story and an actual like
yeah,
world.
but beyond that, there's also like just because the like the story is fluid doesn't mean that the tone and the feeling of the games is like it has a solid. We know what Monster Hunter feels like, and this just doesn't feel like it. You know, like we need somebody sitting down at a table with a massive plate of food and a giant mug of
Yeah.
beer, and they're being fed by a fucking
Cat.
anthropomorphic
Yeah,
cat.
where's the Palico?
Where are the palicos, man? They spent
Good
all their
point.
CG budget on the monsters and didn't save anything for the palicos.
Dude, I don't know. You're right. If there's no palicos in this movie, like
Nope.
we riot.
Seriously,
Right.
yeah. No, they need to. It's going to be like the Sonic movie. Like, you need to redo it. You got to add those palicos in
Yeah,
post.
I don't care where they are.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't. It doesn't match the tone of the games. Like,
All right. Well, I want to talk about the tower. I
did that AT4 just lock on?
Yeah,
Yes, it did.
it did. Because you know AT4s have digital readout.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of tech
optics.
built into that PVC pipe.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ! All right, the tower. Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to talk about the tower because I don't know anything about that tower. Seems
Well,
really out of place for me.
It's all ruins and shit. Like I think they're trying to get into like those. He literally used the word ancient as if that's not on the nose enough. He was like, "Oh, those tablets, they look pretty ancient. You know,
Yeah.
they look like they're from an ancient civilization." Like, you think
if they decide to get into the old ones, like the old world before?
Oh, they're totally gonna do it.
Before
Yeah.
the writers of fucking Monster Hunter, like before Capcom, I'd be a little upset.
Oh, they totally are. They're gonna
That being
try
said,
to.
I mean, this tower looks like quite the centerpiece. Looks like that's where they're gonna have to make their escape or whatever.
Dude, if they go to friggin' like Shrade and start talking about like the fucking Great Dragon War and shit, like I don't know, it's gonna be.
I mean, okay, I'd love to have a fucking movie where they go to fucking Shrade and talk about the Great Dragon War. Like,
Yeah, a movie, not this one. No.
not this one. Exactly.
Like, yeah, I know, and that circles back to like Gormagala. Like, it's such a weird pick. Like, why not either again pull from World for relevance, or pull from like, and it's in World now. Fucking go full Fatalis. Like, just go with the big bad. Even though some people say he's not.
Ring of Fire or whatever.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I can't get over how weird of a pick it is to go with to put Gormagala in there. And like I don't know, is that the big bad, or is it just like one of many? Like how much have they spent on friggin' did Paul Anderson spend all of his friggin' Resident Evil royalties on this movie for the CG?
Well, and I feel like if we go back to that closing shot where she's fighting Rathalos, but it almost looks like there's going to be more to it. Like she's not the only one fighting, and they're going to do like a Marvel-esque, like.
Well, she definitely teams up with what's his name, Tony Jaa.
Yes.
His character.
Here, we'll see in just a moment here. Like just the way the shot pans, right here. It's
yeah.
Like, why are we pulling away from the action there? I wonder what they will show in the final cut of that.
There's this weird energy coming up here too.
Is that bioenergy? Is that
somebody's diving off of a cliff into something? But these are the same
bioenergy, right?
Something tells me this is like the end of the movie, because like these are the same tablets that transported them in the beginning, and now they're illuminated again, and she's diving into what looks like a fucking portal, maybe.
Go back to the beginning when they first get transported.
Yeah.
Isn't it the same shit?
Yeah, they're illuminated, and there's like the weird lightning kind of energy.
Yeah.
Here we go. See, these are all the tablets. They're illuminating.
Yeah.
There's like lightning and shit. And yeah, this junk.
I think
There's
I
the
know what
tower
happened.
right in the center of those runes or whatever.
You know what happened, guys? They hit 88 miles per hour.
Yeah,
I don't think
except
those
it's a
Humvees
Hummer,
can
not a
get hit there.
DeLorean.
Yeah, I don't think they can hit 88.
Fucking
Oh,
Humvees
shit.
can't even do 55.
You know what this actually is? It's
The tower.
It's fucking Sauron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
So he has
He goes
seen Lord
right
of
up
the
here.
Rings.
Yeah.
He's totally seen Lord of the Rings.
The Eye of Sauron. So that means that was Mordor that you see through the veil.
Yeah, but see, you know, he knows people didn't get it. Like, they couldn't connect with those characters.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, Aragorn, Legolas,
bring
fuck those
Village
guys.
Oak
Like, I don't identify with them. So he's like, but you know who everyone does identify with? The military.
It's weird because, like, even though, like, you do see them using weapons from the game, there's still more of an emphasis on modern weapons.
Yeah,
in the
and
movie.
Because they gotta
military
ease
units.
people in, you know? Like, okay, here's the weapons you're used to.
Yeah.
I want to point out that the weapons might be authentic looking enough, but any of the armor representation is very loose.
Oh yeah, because when she's using those dual blades, that armor she's wearing looks like she
It's
bought
just
it from
generic
like a friggin' Spirit
Renaissance fair.
Halloween. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What is she's like, her outfit, it's like the you know when you first make a character and all you're wearing is just like a skin suit, like I don't even know
leather.
Yeah.
Skin suit.
Yeah, it's literally
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's like she didn't even get her armor yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the
Well,
way,
even
before I
the
change
other guy-
frames, I just want to point out that the face she is making right now is the face I want to make it this whole trailer.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, where's that armor though? It's fucking like,
Dude, somebody,
yeah, it's like Renaissance fair, like you said, or like,
yeah, it's like just so whatever.
Go to the end where she shoots him with the fucking.
oh yeah,
She's
she's
run-
in the daylight there. Why are they
140.
back in that fucking? They definitely try to
Right.
escape in that radar fucking.
Oh, and see, no, now they're back in our dimension, but Rathalos followed them.
Yeah.
You think?
That's exactly what happens here.
You don't think this is just the Wildspire Waste?
Oh, because look how less saturated it is compared to the other world.
Oh yeah,
True.
the color correction. Yeah, if you just like watch this trailer for a little bit, you already know all the events
I've
of the
already
movie.
seen the movie.
Yeah,
Those things
this
don't spin,
this
by
is
the way, on
this is
planes.
a
I'm pretty sure those don't spin.
no.
But it's spinning there.
This is a road, clearly,
yeah,
like for vehicles.
yes. So you know,
And yeah, she's in the armor, so and she's by herself too. She definitely everyone else is dead.
also that was an Osprey that crashed when it was like a reconnaissance plane. That
Yeah.
it's like, dude, come on, why does this trailer even exist?
Well, those could have also been two separate scenes that they just
Yeah,
made it.
I mean, they definitely are, but
Yeah. But the why they put them side by side is, yeah, it's beyond me.
I don't know, dude. I don't know, but
I mean, it's like I don't know, kind of goes back to you were saying something about Marvel. I feel like that's the direction they could have gone in to make this work. Cause like again, we circle back to like the tone of Monster Hunter is like serious stakes, but everything is kind of irreverent and a little silly. And like that's the tone they went with for the Avengers to make that shit work. Like,
yeah,
the stakes were always huge. You know, half the universe was losing lives, and they would focus on those dramatic moments, but then they would fill it with jokes too, and like little
Yeah.
tongue-in-cheek things, and all it was balanced, which is kind of how Monster Hunter is. Like, the stakes are always high, the emotional moments don't really hit. I'll give you that, but it's got a lot of silliness in it too to kind of balance things out. If they had just taken that kind of like MCU approach in tone to this, I think it could have worked, but they tried to go so serious, clearly.
well, I think as a whole, Monster Hunter the game is so robust that to kind of like it is a very uplifting, cheery game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that it's, it kind of has that typical Japanese cheeriness to it.
Yeah.
But it's so robust that I think when you say those dramatic tones, sometimes those dramatic moments don't hit. They really don't. But they could if the
Yeah.
game focused on them more, but it focuses on other things. Um,
Yeah. I mean, a lot of it's the pacing. We spend so much time farming for monster parts that the narrative beats are so far between, that it's hard to connect with characters and stuff in that sense. Also, I mean, in World, which has probably the most fleshed out narrative of any of them so far, the voice acting and lip syncing is so bad that it's kind of hard to. I mean, the voice acting isn't that bad. It's more the lip syncing that takes you out of the moment.
yeah.
Like if you're watching the English dub. But yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying too.
Yeah, but Marvel did do a really good job of hitting of not taking itself too seriously when it didn't need to. I don't know if a Monster Hunter movie ever needs to take itself that seriously, like the game never does. But yeah, all right. I think we'll just wrap it up there. I think we've been rambling enough. If people want more, let us know in the comments, and we'll.
I mean, there'll
I-
probably
I
be
have-
another trailer, I'd
I
imagine,
have
but
2 things to say. One is a
there's
question.
the international trailer actually. But yeah, go ahead.
First thing I want to say is, with all negatives aside, those monsters do look really good.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
I do, if I do say so myself. I think they look pretty awesome. The other thing is a question. In spite of everything we've just said, do you guys still plan on seeing the movie, or do you plan on seeing the movie, or do you have to see maybe another trailer first?
Mm,
The only way I would see this movie in person, pay money to go see it in theaters, is if I was with you guys.
yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
Strictly for fun. Like I have no urge to go see it. Even in that case, like that's the only circumstance where I would allow myself to spend money on that.
My answer, I'll probably see it. I'm kind of in the same camp as Greg. I'll probably see it if it's like on demand. If we were all together, I would love to go to the theater and just see it, because I know whether it's good or bad, we will have fun either shitting on it or just reveling in whatever the hell he decides to throw on screen. That's ridiculous for whatever reason, good or bad. I also think I'm going to go into it. You said the monsters look great. They definitely do. Like that, this CG is pretty solid. It's, at least industry standard. I like to think of it as, if this movie is bad, I like to think of it as these are the monsters from the games invading this bad movie, making every attempt they can to destroy both its creators, its cast, and its crew. And are just trying to, undo the damage that's been done by doing a shit ton of damage.
Yes, exactly. This is an event that has actually happened in the world.
This is a documentary, a Monster Hunter documentary. And that's why Gore Magala had to show up. The madness that Gore Magala has caused is the creation of this film.
It's the reason this movie exists.
And Fatalis will show up to try and create balance again.
Yeah.
By melting Mila Jovovich and attaching her to its own flesh as armor. Mila Jovovich armor.
I will say that this gives us a nice opportunity to I feel like this has exposed people's desire for actual Monster Hunter media to be good.
Yeah.
And I know we've been talking about doing some writings for Monster Hunter, and I feel like this is definitely more of an opportunity now that this is out there and people are actually, like, whether they're upset or not, but people are interested in getting some more Monster Hunter stuff. So maybe something that's a little more close to the source. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Capcom has given, we talked about this briefly with Colin, but they've given a lot of treatment to Resident Evil with CG movies and stuff that have been really solid. Who knows if maybe we'll get that with Monster Hunter 2. We've had Monster Hunter animes. I mean, they've been more kid focused. I'd love to see a more adult Monster Hunter anime too. And yeah, if this helps to spur a little bit more diversity in the Monster Hunter extended universe, whatever you want to call it, I'm happy with that. Give us CG movies, give us animes, give us more live action movies that are maybe from someone else.
I'm currently watching the international trailer.
Oh, okay.
We might actually want to check that out right now because it's actually in chronological order, and there's some things we haven't seen that we could probably take away from.
Things we can glean.
All right, real quick. All right, international trailer.
Captain,
What'd you find?
it's definitely Bravo team, but the tracks end here.
They can't just disappear.
Where the hell did that come from?
Back in the vehicle!
It's gaining on us!
I do love that Jurassic Park moment. I just wanted to say that. Must go faster.
On our 6!
Holy.
Ugh.
How did we get here? Stop! We are not your enemy. We're soldiers.
Give me a hand!
But we need weapons. Gotta tell me about that. What happened to your family?
Rathalos.
If we can get into their world, we can get into ours.
My God.
Gotta get home.
Damn, Rathalos. Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
Wow, there was a lot more to glean from that. I feel like
Yeah.
we nailed pretty much everything we said fucking for the last 40 minutes.
She literally was like, "We got to get home." We were like,
And
"What do you
she
think their
said-
objective is? To get home?" Yeah.
And she even says something that we kind of inferred upon was that she said, if we can get into their world, they can get into ours.
No,
And
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Everything we just speculated upon was pretty much just confirmed by the international trailer.
yeah, exactly.
Rathalos surfing on that freak.
Yeah.
Dude, can you go back to Rathalos jumping in front of the tower? Because that was the best shot of that whole
Oh,
thing.
towards the end there.
Yeah.
Like right here. Yeah.
Also, the Diablo's charge looked really good. What's wrong with Americans that we can't have a decent trailer? Because this trailer, honestly, like, there's way more of a movie here.
Yeah. Yeah. The American trailer was just straight up like action.
I want to know why is Rathalos defending this tower? Does Rathalos consciously know what he's doing? Does he know he's trying to escape into this other dimension? Like,
I mean, they are.
they're intelligent creatures.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No, they're not stupid. They're.
so yeah, this gives me a lot more questions, and I mean, I really hope that what was the guy's name? The him in the world.
That indigenous person.
Yeah, the indigenous man.
Oh, I don't know the character's name. I think the
there's
actor is Tony Jaa. I think.
Tony Jaa, right?
Yeah.
If he only has literally one-liners saying the names of these monsters,
I kind of thought that myself too.
like,
I was like, is that
he
all
only
he's
says
gonna?
two things
Rathalos.
and Diablos. and
Yeah, with the same inflection.
Yeah.
Also, why is he attacking her? Like, I really don't know Like,
Because
is
they're fucking terrible. Because they're humans and they're terrible people.
yeah,
They want
but
to kill all the monsters.
yeah, again, in the Monster Hunter universe, it's like we're kind of at a point where humanity does not really fight each other. Like, it's just all us versus them with humans versus
But
monsters.
they're
Like,
not actually. There's no humans in the Monster Hunter world. It's like Linians and
yeah, right.
Viridians and hunters.
Okay, so I mean humanoids, you know.
Yes, okay. Yeah, but that's all. That's all integral to how the Monster Hunter world functions. Anyway, it seems like Tony Jaa's family was taken out by Rathlos, and that's his
Yep.
reasoning for fighting. And yeah, I don't think we're gonna have really much of the ecology standpoint. Like I'd love a
Oh,
Linian
shit.
researcher to show up.
Well, I know they pulled models straight from the games, but those are clearly the bone longswords back there. But that's clearly the bone longsword.
looks like the insect glaive next to it, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. I'm just looking for a
Broadsword.
friggin' gun lance. I really want to see a gun lance.
I
Does
wanna
he
have
have-
You are
Swing
not
back,
gonna get
baby.
a gun lance in this game, dude.
What?
You're not gonna get a gun lance in the movie.
No?
No, it's too slow, bro.
Yeah, but it makes big boom.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. The international trailer was way more impressive.
Yeah, I'd agree.
But
I still feel
we'll
the
see.
same way. I mean, I'm still
Yeah,
like,
same.
I'll see it. I'll see how it is. It's either going to be really bad or surprisingly faithful in
Decent.
ways we didn't expect. Surprisingly decent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I think that will be a surprise for sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I mean, it's already surprised me in ways I wasn't expecting. Again,
Yeah,
I expected it to go full Monster Hunter World, just pull from the most recent, most culturally relevant kind of lane. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Just sticking with what people are currently invested in. But to me, so far, it's, you know, pulling mostly from 4, it seems like.
which is just pretty interesting. So
Mhm. I guess there's nothing else really to see there until the next trailer comes out or until the movie comes out. What's the release date? Does it have a release date? I bet there's probably going to be at least one more trailer before it comes out. Because how many monsters have we seen now? We've seen
3.
I mean, 3? No. Well, it's weird. It's hard to count it because it's like, again, we've seen the
let's count the
skeleton
large monster first.
December 30th, by the way.
December 30th.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably get a November trailer then, or an early December trailer.
Let's see. Monster wise, we got Diablos, Black Diablos,
Yeah, Black Diablos, Rathalos,
Magala,
Gormagala. I'm counting Dahar Morin.
Dar Morales.
Yeah.
Dar
Morin. Yeah. Because I'm totally counting that because after I saw that like nose spine, not
Yeah.
just the
That's
skeleton.
definitely it. That's
I
enough.
have
Yeah.
I have information. I have
Oh, God.
information.
Okay.
Number 1, Ron Perlman is in it.
What?
And fucking Hellboy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know who
He
Ron
plays-
Perlman
He
is.
plays the Admiral.
He plays the Admiral of what? Does it just say the Admiral?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because wait, who's the Admiral? And there's an Admiral.
Yeah,
Someone-
the guy that leads the commission.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not sure if he's directly just a representative of the Hunters Guild or if he's like the research commission head. But yeah, the surly guy that leads you in friggin' world is an admiral.
Okay, and then there's another random actor, and his role is Palico.
Okay. There was another character that looked like someone from World. Who was it?
There's
The
a
serious.
female, there's a Japanese girl who plays the handler.
Yeah.
Does it?
there
Is her title handler?
Yes.
Yeah, her credit I should say is handler.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not just they have to be residents of this world. Then
Yeah.
it's got to be Tony Jaa as the hunter.
He is the hunter. That's what they call
Yep.
him.
Hunter, handler, and admiral,
And Palico.
and Palico. Yeah.
T.I. is in it.
Well,
Yeah, he's
linked.
he's closed my scope
Oh,
eye
Yeah,
guy.
that's T.I. That's right.
These look pretty ancient. guy.
Best sniper on the squad.
Yeah. He's so good he closes both eyes. All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning into this shit show of a trailer reaction.
Was gonna be a react. Like,
Yeah, well, we did react. We had reactions.
Indeed.
An hour later, here we are.
Yeah.
Right.
This is one of our quick videos. Spent a fucking
Right.
hour on it. All right. Give him the business.
Yeah, if you like what you saw, don't forget to smash shit out of the like button, subscribe, and get the bell on. Thanks a lot, you guys.
Thank you.
Sky!